This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adam Ivel. I want to take you down a trip down memory lane. My memory lane. This is kind of one of my story time videos. I just felt this one relates so hard to this channel and what this circulates around on this channel. It was best just to upload it to this one. I want to tell you today about the time I met my hero, my idol. This is somebody that really captured my imagination and allowed me to follow my dreams, if I'm completely honest. So because this guy exists, so does 621. That is how this all correlates. So the gentleman I want to tell you about today is Tatsuru Ichishima, also known as Ichi-san, is how I got told to speak to him, and that's like the respectful way, from what I understand in Japanese, is Ichi-san. That's how they all approach him. So that's probably how I'm gonna speak about him in this video, just to save any complications. Before we jump into the video, we need to explain the who, the why, and then the how. So the who the hell is this guy? Why is he my idol? How did I end up meeting him? So that's how this is gonna be staged. Before we jump into it, I just wanna tell you about today's sponsor. A massive thank you to today's sponsor of the video, yet again, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions come together to take the next steps in their creative journey. Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes for creatives and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and many more. Now you guys, if you've watched my videos before, you know I have done multiple classes on this website, and some of you have even messaged me going, hey, we can see the improvements from what you've been doing, which is amazing. Multiple classes on here that I think you guys will like, ranging from photography, animation, and many more. Created specifically for learning, meaning there are no adverts, and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow whatever creativity is taking you for as little as $10 a month with an annual subscription. But I have a link down below that gives you a free trial on their premium membership for 1,000 of my viewers. I have just found a course that I'm going to be going into since I've started TikTok, and I would like my videos to be a bit more watchable and a bit more shareable, which is a class called Going Viral: Write, Film, and Make Content People Share. So now I'm diving into TikTok. I found this course by comedian and social media star Matt Bellassi, and I'm going to be following this course all the way through and seeing how we do, because I would like to be expanding a little bit more on TikTok. So this is a class I'm very interested in. I've saved it, it's added to my calendar. I'm going to be going through this over the next few weeks, and this is just one of the many courses that I've really liked to indulge in on Skillshare. Thank you very much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Make sure you use my link down below. Go maximize that link. Trust me guys, you can maybe create a whole new life for yourself through this. It's amazing, and it's definitely worth a look. Thank you very much, Skillshare, and back to the video. So, Ichi-san, who worked for Honda. This was before any of the tuning companies that we know and love today existed other than Mugen. And he worked for Honda as a race car and a test driver for some of their vehicles. He just wanted to work on cars, make them faster, and go racing. So he chose Honda as his platform, because obviously it's a platform that he knows and loves. And he set up Spoon Sports as his race team. Initially started on his very own E80 Civic, which is, for those that don't know, 85 to 88 I think they were made in. And this guy, he started producing parts for, modifying, tuning, and he ended up being able to get about 260 horsepower out of one of these little things, and they only ever came with 130 from factory. So that was a big increase back in the day. And because of this, he impressed the guys at Honda so much that they actually granted him permission to create their cars, use their cars as a platform for the tuning and have this race team using Honda vehicles. It came as a little deal in exchange for like the data he got from racing. He had to pass that back to Honda so they could then produce. I truly believe that this man is one of the reasons why the EK9 exists. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on this. This is just a kind of brief overview so you understand who he is. So when I was growing up, in my childhood, and I still am addicted to gaming. I loved gaming when I was growing up, and Gran Turismo was the game that got me hooked. So there was Gran Turismo, and then as soon as Gran Turismo 2 came out, you could get an EK9, Spoon Sports EK9. And I loved the Hondas back then anyway. I've always been a Honda boy. So even as a little one, I was a Honda boy. I say little one, I'm not that tall now, if I'm completely honest. Gran Turismo 3 comes out, and they introduce the S2000 that Spoon Sports have built on there with the livery, the yellow and blue livery. Now, my two favourite colours are yellow and blue. Instant attraction to that. I was like, whoa, I want to be in that car every race. Like, every race. every damn race had to be in that car. I'd go around my cousin's house and we'd race for hours, and I would always be in one of the spoon cars. It was just like one of those things, or the Dodge Vipers, but we're not talking about those today. Through him having so much passion for such a niche market. Now I'm saying niche because back in the day Hondas were not were not as big and popular and have a scene that they do now. Back then it was very much a niche thing to be into your Hondas, and I was massively into my Hondas from a young age. That's my dad's fault, but that was what it was. And growing up, always looking in the magazines, hoping I could find some information. When the internet initially come about, dial-up come about, I was like just searching for Japanese tuning, Honda stuff and spoon sports, and I come across a video later down the line of hot versions. Found it on, I think it might have been through LimeWire maybe. I can't remember exactly how I got hold of this video, but it was an EG6 absolutely barreling it along down the toge on hot versions, and it was a Spoon Sports EG6, and I was like, just all the endorphins in my brain were going, you know, it was absolutely insane. So I've always had a real affection to this brand. It's always been one of the ones that I still to this day buy Spoon Sports parts for my cars. I recently fitted the Spoon Sports lug nuts to my EG6. They're expensive, and I didn't even need them, but I knew I wanted them. And it's one of those things where it's always going to be one of the brands that I love. Following the EG6 and growing up with a couple of friends that we were all into Hondas. Some of my friends into Hondas. Harvey was one of them. Harv from the original Honda Diary series. He's now got an EK9, stunning EK9 that he has now. And back in the day, I used to go around his house because he had an annex on his garage around his mum's house. So I just go around and we just sit and watch like videos of like the drive-by insults. I can't remember what they were called, but like the drive-by insult guys, and also like just videos of Hondas. And he found this video of an 11,000 RPM EK9.
回るのまだちょっと遠慮がちなドリドリだけど確かに上が回っているじゃあノーマルと比べて実際にはどんな違いになるのか
It's built by Spoon Sports, and me and him were just like, whoa! If it weren't skate videos or just people being jackasses, we were watching Hondas, and it was just a lot of fun. Like, it was one of those things where he was really into his like stripping stuff out, I was really into my JDM stuff, and it was just like a real cool friendship I had in my teen years and early 20s. It was great. I really enjoyed those times. Now, when I first started 621 back in 2010, it's actually 2009, but we'll go 2010 just because for ease of dates. I just loved Spoon Sports, and I managed to through hard work and determination getting an official dealer status with Spoon Sports Europe, which was one of the best days ever for me. I was like, this is the best. And I remember placing my first order. I had loads of stock in the room behind me that used to be my shop. And I just loved every second of it. It was just such an honour to sell these parts. And I still am, to this day, excited about selling Spoon Sports. When someone buys a Spoon Sports thing on 621.com, I am very excited for them. I'm like, oh, they're going to get a sick part. Like, I really am, like, excited for them to unbox it. It's just it's a whole experience when you're buying into Spoon Sports. I love to be able to give people that. Now, fast forward to 2013, I was sat at my little tiny box office, like, working away on the website, and I think I see a post by Honda Day, H Day in America. I think it was called Honda Day, but I think they had to change it to H Day. I can't remember. But they basically said they were bringing over Spoon Sports Japan with the Spoon Sports EAT to the show, and there was no hope, there was no chance I was missing my opportunity to see this. America is much more accessible for me to get to than Japan, much cheaper, just everything. So I was like, I'm going. I am going. I went on my own and went over on my own. I think it was my first ever time there on my own, actually. I can't remember, but I remember going. So I got to my motel in New Jersey, and I headed to the show the next day, and I knew the only reason I was there was to see the car. I didn't know Ichi-san was going to be there. I just knew that the car was going to be there. I turned up, I've wandered straight over, and I think I've got photos that I can upload on the screen now, or behind me as well. I'll get out of the way a little bit. I've made my way over to the car. That was the first thing I saw in this open car park. Because I had media, it meant I got to come into a different entrance. And I still had to park my car miles away, but I got to park a slightly different area. So I walked straight over to the car and I was taking some photos, and then I just saw him. And I was like, I didn't know. I was just like, oh my god. Oh my god, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And I started shaking, I was like getting all anxious and nervous, and I was really excited, and I was like, oh my god, this is like the best day ever. I actually can't believe this. I didn't have the bottle to go and talk to him on that first occasion. And as the day went by, a lot of people were crowding around the car, and they got it started up, and they were revving the nuts off of it. And then I was like, wow, okay, cool. And then they said over the loudspeaker, the Spoon Sports team are going to be signing, they're going to be signing posters. So it's all free. Go and get a signature and meet him. And I lined up like everybody else, and I'm just like nervous. I'm like, oh, and it just happened on that day. I was wearing a spoon coloured top. I didn't mean to. It was just, I don't know, natural picking out of stuff. I think I'm there, I'm chilling, and I'm waiting in the line. I'm really nervous. I got the poster and I handed it to him, and he took it, signed it, and I was like, thank you so much. Oh my god, that's fucking sick. And I was like, I rolled up the poster, and I literally did not let this poster go, and I went and hid it in the boot of my car in the car park. I walked all the way back and I hid it in the boot of my car, and I was like, that is coming home with me, and I'm keeping that forever. I thought that was the end of it. I was like, that was amazing. Now, but because I had a media pass for this show, got to go in a really nice air-cooled room that overlooked the drag strip, and I heard over the loudspeaker, because we had a clear loudspeaker in there, so you could actually really understand what they were saying. They were saying the Spoon Sports car is going to come out for photos in front of the booth, and I'm thinking, I've got a media pass, I'm going and I'm going to get these photos. As I've kind of walked around, Dai Yoshiara, who drives for Spoon Sports in the US Championships in their FD2 Type R, well, just in general for Spoon Sports, he is their chosen driver. He was there, had been lined up in front of a big race stand, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get my phone. I walked in and I met the guy that was like looking after the team, and I was like, yo, this is so cool, man. And he was really nice to me, like the Go Tuning guy, I think. He was really cool, really nice. Did a bit of translating for me, and then I spoke to Dai Yoshiara, and he was lovely as well. And then I was like, can I go get some photos? Like with them next to the car, and they were like, yeah, go for it. So I'm round on my own in front of this whole stand, snapping some photos of these guys, in Dai Yoshiara and Ichi-san in front of the EAT, and I was like, this is nuts. And then Ichi-san went like this, you, come. I was like, So I gave my camera to the guy from Go Tuning, I think he was from Go Tuning, one of the companies that had arranged bringing him in, and he pulled me in. I was like, okay. So we just stood there, and I pulled this really awkward pose. I'm like, I just didn't know what to do. I was so nervous. This guy is like my idol in not just business, but the fact that he's a race car driver, created his own brand, and it's global, and what he achieved with Hondas. And I was like, oh my god. And I just stood there and I pulled this most awkward pose. I'm like, ah. I wish I could live that moment again and just get like have the confidence I have now, so I could like take that. Who knows, maybe one day I can get back to Japan and go via Spoon and meet him again. It would be amazing to just cross paths with this man again, because he's just fucking sick. He's just amazing, you know what I mean? And I remember walking away from that going, oh my god, did that just happen? Did that just happen? Did that just happen? And I think I wrote a whole blog post just about this happening. Like, that's how much it meant to me. And yeah, that was the day I met my hero, and thank God he is an absolute gentleman, and he was so nice, and like he gave me that day a memory that I will literally have for the rest of my life. Such an amazing thing to think about. This guy didn't have to acknowledge my existence, yet he allowed me to come and have a photo with Dai Yoshiara and Ichi-san in front of the whole of the Honda Day crowd, and it was just a magical memory for me, and I'm eternally grateful, and I'm so glad that one of my heroes I've met hasn't turned out to be a complete arsehole. He's an amazing gentleman, and I'm honoured to still run Spoon Sports products on my car, and I will for the rest of my existence too. Maybe one day we'll do a few more Honda builds on this channel. I really hope we can. It's just all about funding, isn't it, and money, and the sponsorships like I've had today definitely help. I only get a little bit of cash from these, but they definitely help with the going forward of that. So please support the brands that help me on the channel. This year, now we've had a bit of an acknowledgement from Boris, I think we're going to be all right. I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please check out Skillshare down below and use the link if you are interested in learning. It genuinely is a very, very good tool for just learning, especially if you're in the creative space. I promise you that. I like it as well. I like it. So, right, I'm out, guys. Please subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you again in the next one. Peace!